Hello, everyone, and welcome to my world in a casual review, shooting from the hip, as it were, regarding a game we recently featured on my Twitch channel, that being Heavy Rain. We played the PlayStation 4 version, and those who saw the first night of the stream, of the two-part stream, saw my reaction to the use of the wireless controller, and I was not too thrilled about it. I have a very specific viewpoint when it comes to Sony and the gimmicks of their consoles, particularly as it relates to the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and looking at the PlayStation 5 makes it even more and more less likely for me to go after that particular console anytime soon. Because the majority of games I've played on the PlayStation 4 really have no real need or use of the gimmicky nature of the full motion tilts and things regarding the of the PS4 DualShock 4 controller. Matter of fact, I've only played two games that really made any use out of it. One was, to an extent, Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, and the full use of the motion controller of the motion controls, or in terms of moving it, to shaking it in different directions, only really apply to the mini games. In Heavy Rain, with it's really implemented into the QuickTime events. Now I understand Heavy Rain, when it was developed for the PlayStation 3, it was under the with the mandate that it had to make use of the PlayStation Move wand controller thing gimmick that came out rather late in the PS3's life cycle. So, because that was like their version of the Wii controller, from what I understand. And needless to say, it led to me having rather fits, quite a few fits with it. I understand there was going to be quick time events. Was not anticipating the ridiculousness of those quick time events. Still, um, that's really the big negative I have regarding Heavy Rain. Visually, since I was playing the PlayStation 4 version, it is a gorgeous game. There is a bit of uncanny valley as it relates to some characters beyond like the main cast, and we got a really up close look of the main cast throughout the game, thanks to every single cutscene. What had it zoomed in on their faces, see every blemish and how everyone looked. So the voice acting was great. The musical score mix was really weird. Again, those who watch my streams live on Twitch or been watching the archives here on YouTube, notice I don't play with headphones or earbuds anymore, with the exception unless I'm doing something where I'm playing something co-op. And thus going off of my speakers that are plugged into my gaming monitor, I can hear like how weird some games are mixed when it comes to the audio, and Heavy Rain has a very peculiar audio mix where the musical score is super fucking loud and it drowns out quite a bit. Makes things a challenge since I like to play with the subtitles off for screenshot purposes. Because I am that type of person. I thought the story was really quite good, and when we were doing a fairly good job with it, I was treating it more as like, okay, how would this play out like a movie? And on my initial playthrough, and unfortunately, I ended up making a mistake based on like, oh, well, Ethan survived a major fall when being chased through out of the motel by the cops, and here I was thinking Madison could survive a fall from the exploding building. Nope. And so got like a fine ending off of that, but went back and being able to reload a chapter and play forward from there to get the super duper happy ending. Was really cool. and was able to do that within the same stream and have like a nice closure and have like, if this was a movie, you would have like the big super happy ending of Madison and Ethan getting together. They're going to raise Sean, and like the FBI agent whose ending I'm really perplexed about, regarding him hallucinating with little mini tanks on his desk, kind of throws it off there. Um, as far as the main antagonist, who isn't revealed to be the central villain until late in the game, but if you pay attention to all the clues and stuff, and how the story is presented, you end up realizing that Scott is the origami killer fairly early on, once you realize what's in the box that Ethan gets, versus like, oh, when he gets the when Scott gets the box from the convenience store and realizing the contents in it are similar uh, to what's in Ethan's box. Same thing when you get the phone after the as well. So they're all these pieces are put in place fairly early on, and it isn't until like, oh, when the FBI agent, whose name forgets me. I just I finished playing it a few hours ago from the time I'm recording this, and I can't remember the FBI agent's name. Then again, at the time I'm recording this, it's 4 a.m. But all the pieces fitting together really make for a real satisfying ending, particularly if all the four main characters are alive heading into the final chapter, because it came across as very cinematic with jump cutting from Ethan rescuer Sean to the FBI agents taking Scott out and up for their big dramatic battle above the scrapyard, to Madison arriving. It all the pieces fitting together, and it's actually one of the more satisfying and overly cinematic endings I've seen in any video game that I've had the pleasure of playing over the course of my rather minute, barely registering Twitch career. Would I play this again? The answer is yes, because there is an incentive for me to play it again as it relates to doing certain things better, having a better understanding of the controls, and wanting to get close to full completion as possible. See as many endings as we possibly could see, which would be really endearing, just to see different stuff. Because there is an ending where it's just like where Scott, the antagonist, who you don't know, where he gets away with it. It's like everything just goes his way. It's like the perfect crime, which involves a little bit of setting up and letting certain things happen. But so which doesn't seem like it'll be the happy ending. And I guess like and also there are trophies or achievements that tie to doing certain letting certain choices happen, or doing certain things differently, such as Ethan not forgiving Madison, or not getting it on with her as well. Actually getting through all of Ethan's trials in one piece. Or okay, that relates more to the issue I have with the controller, is not really getting the gimmick of the controller and the motions and things of that particular nature. I think, is there anything else that stands out about Heavy Rain to me? No. Actually, I can't compare it to something. How does it compare to the likes of Detroit Becomes Human, which is from the same company? It's like it holds up about the same. And I've only did one playthrough of Detroit Becomes Human, and I'm meaning to do another playthrough of that. Uh, because and I would like to do that before I do a casual review of it, just to refresh my memory. Some games I can easily just refer to my archives for, but Detroit Becomes Human would be a little bit different because we my initial playthrough we didn't got kind of like a bit of a mundane ending. Now I'd like to be able to review it, getting like as good an ending as possible as we had the opportunity with Heavy Rain. I know there is another game in the Quantum Dream collection that I can play, Beyond Two Souls, which features Elliot Page as which could be an interesting game to play. But at the time I'm recording this, I'm really not sure what's going to be the next PlayStation 4 game. Chances are I will make my mind up before then, and what's kind of would make this portion of this video a bit minute if it did end up being Beyond Two Souls. But anyway, but if it is, it will be interesting to do a cross comparison of sorts, with Heavy Rain clearly being fresh in the mind and comparing it to the last known game. I don't know the release order. What came out? What was the order? No, Beyond Two Souls came out before Detroit Become Human. So be able to do like a proper comparison there. But that's it. But we'll be able to do that whenever I get around to Beyond Two Souls. Anything else about Heavy Rain that stands out? No, that's about it. Again, I shoot from the hips. I don't script anything out. I just go with what comes to mind. Hence why this is completely incoherent to anybody watching it in full. So with that said, I'll wrap up my ramblings here. And so tighten your friendship bracelets, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be.